Welcome to Is Franchising Right for You? With your host, Rick Morgin. Through each episode, we'll demystify preconceived notions about franchising, both entrepreneurs franchising and those buying a franchise. You can find this show on all the major platforms, including YouTube, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Now here's the host of Is Franchising Right for You? Rick Morgin.
Morning, Doug. How are you?
I'm doing good, Rick. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I started this podcast middle of November, and I just decided to do something different and present the whole range of franchising. So I've had founders of major franchise brands, franchise companies, former clients who are now franchisees, industry experts, which you're an industry expert in hospitality, food, beverage, culinary, but you're the first guest that's been in his car. Tell us.
Yeah, that's right.
What's going on?
Well, I mean, if I could flip the camera, I'd show you, but I'm not going to do that. I'm in front of one of our concepts in our restaurant portfolio. As a restaurant group, we have several brands that we own and are the term is master of territory, that we look for franchisees, support franchisees. But today I am developing a new menu for one of our brands called Cool Greens, and it's going to be a drive-through salad concept, and it requires a very specific menu, and we're doing all the testing of the salads and the different variations, and then the weights and the recipes, and then the pricing. Very important, all very calculated measurements, literally, to make sure each salad is at the right price point. And we understand kind of like the consumer market of where you can price a salad like this. So a lot of development stage right now for this new brand that's going to be exclusively drive-through. It's a new space in the franchising world, salads concepts that are drive-throughs, but we think it's the future. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting in my car. I got a break to talk with you, Rick, always. And I'll be back in the kitchen here as soon as we're done.
Well, we'll loop back to some of the brands that you have under your umbrella, but I want the audience to understand your story, your history in hospitality, how you developed the Taste Buds Group, what the Taste Buds Group does for its brands, and even how you research new brands.
Absolutely. Well, first, it's my passion, right? That's my passion is food and studying the market, I would say, and understanding the consumer perspective, I think, is very important. But my chef skills, my culinary skills have been developed for 40 years. So I'm only, since I was 2. I've been cooking.
I was going to say something like that. I was going to say 8.
No. Hey, we don't want to date myself here. But anyways, classically trained cook, chef. Restaurants are my passion. Developing new concepts, I feel like, is my skill set. And then making those concepts come to life. So I am vice president and culinary director, sales director of our restaurant group called the Taste Buds Group here in Dallas, Texas. And my responsibilities are to make sure that when we meet a lot of brands that want us to scale for them. So because we have a complete company that has an infrastructure to help a restaurant grow and become bigger and larger in many locations. So legal in-house, tech in-house, construction, development, land, real estate, all that stuff, sales, culinary, operations, all that is in-house. So we have this unique ability to find a brand that we love and then make them an offer and say, hey, can we help you grow your brand? We love your brand so much. We want to help you grow. And obviously there's motives on both parties to do so. So the key for us, Rick, honestly, is when we get a new lead for a brand that is small and isn't quite big yet and, wants to grow, I fly out and the first thing I do is I secret shop them. I basically, I just go in as a customer and make sure, place is clean. The concept is scalable, and then ultimately the food. Sometimes they look at me strange when I order 20 different things on their menu to try everything. But once I fall in love with the food, then I report back to my CEO and our team. And I say, okay, this brand's got something going on from a culinary perspective. I think we should reach out. And then that's what we do. We reach out to them. We schedule a meeting with them. We fly in wherever they are with our team to propose them. We think that this could be something special and we would like to help. And then we make them an offer. Usually offer requires, certain amount of states that we can control. And then we just work in partnership with them. Obviously, they're the boss, they're the franchisor. But we have things and resources that they may not. So it's kind of this cool, harmonious relationship that we think we have a unique angle to. And, everybody's going to probably say they're different. They can do this or they can do that in the franchise business. But, I think our standards and our support team, like our operations team, and just like myself, who can help sell the brand. If I believe in your food, I can sell that brand if I believe in the food. And I think that's what it comes down to, is finding those potential franchisees that want to be in the restaurant business and they're looking for an option. Our restaurant group can give them options, and then our support team helps them build their store, helps them get ready, taking somebody who maybe not has been in the restaurant field ever. So holding their hand and making sure all the details and I's dotted, T's crossed are done. Support them during the construction process, the location finding process, the training process, the support before and after. That all falls under our scope to help a franchisee. So basically, we want it to be all inclusive, one company, one contact for that franchisee. And we're doing a lot of things different with some of our brands than the norm of franchising, Rick. We really are changing the game a little bit.
You mentioned the brand that you're trying to help evolve the menu right now, Cool Greens, and you mentioned drive-through only.
Yeah.
Is that an upcoming trend that you believe will increase the customer count and the value of the restaurants? Are there other trends that you see in the marketplace because you travel the country?
Yeah. I do. I've been in every state in America, all over the world. Actually, I've been traveling and eating and examining and it's what I do. It's what I spend a lot of time doing, is analyzing markets and metrics and trends and staying on top of that for our restaurant group. But yes, to answer your question, so we had this idea So there's a brand, very respected brand right now called Salad and Go. Very successful. Probably has about 150 locations right now. Strictly drive-through. Nice little modular design, small little plot of land, good food, good culinary background of the brand. But this is something that we wanted to do about 3 years ago, right before they were even in inception, I believe. But we had this idea of a drive-through concept for salads, and we met Cool Greens a few years ago, and then it's taken a couple of years to acquire that brand, and we fully own the brand now, so it's our brand. And to pivot, from what they were doing, which is, the classic inline space, go in, get your salad, sit down. We just feel like times are changing, and we feel like salads, are a mainstay in our culture. And I think that there's a lot of people that may not look at it from afar as, when they hear salad drive-through, it probably doesn't sound right in their head, So, but if you make it simple, you make it good. There's a lot of people on the run. You make the packaging. The packaging has to be very kind of comforting and practical, so someone can just sit in their car, open it, eat their salad, and go. So there's the definite market for it, and Salad and Go is already proven. Proof of concept is there right now, so they're just killing it. And we want to be a part of that space for sure.
When you were describing the drive-through for Cool Greens, what went through my head is perhaps Doug is testing how well the lettuces will hold up. It'll hold up well if somebody's going to just drive in the parking lot and eat it in the car. But if they're going to take it back to the office,
it holds up. It holds up a lot, Rick. I mean, we got third-party delivery, all the platforms.
Okay.
Holds up great because we're not going to toss here. Very simple answer to your question, culinary wise, is we're not going to toss the dressing in the salad before. You're going to do that. It's part of the fun and the packaging. So you will get your salad, and it's been air chilled, the whole time, and so everything's nice and cool and freshly cut. We don't get stuff in bags and cans. We have to do our own chopping and make sure everything's fresh, because if you're going to be in that space, you got to do it right. So as soon as you get in your car, you got a nice, cool, chilled salad. 30 minutes delivery, still cool and chilled. So you make your own salad. You kind of put it together yourself. The components are there. The dressing is there. You just put it together real easy. Toss it. The container is built so you can actually shake the container and toss it yourself.
I saw my daughter do that the other day, and that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we've thought about it. That's a good question, Rick, and we've thought about it. Yeah. So you probably have any questions about it? We've definitely thought about the consumer experience.
Well, I mean, certainly what I'm hearing and the audience is hearing is that with all of the disciplines under one roof, an emerging brand, or even a somewhat mature brand, has a lot of opportunity to partner with the Taste Buds Group, because you can help with every facet of growth. Now, Absolutely. What I'm also understanding is that you're the gatekeeper, right? You go and act as a customer, taste the food. If it's acceptable, if it's good, then you start to look at other things. But if the food doesn't meet your standards, your CEO won't get a call, right?
So what's funny, Rick, is we go on these meetings all the time, dozens of them, probably 15 or so this year, the whole year of last year. And man, a lot of them don't pass the taste test. So it's just, it can even be a successful brand. I mean, the brand
Yeah.
can show profits, right? But for me to be involved, for me to say to my CEO, let's move on this brand. I personally have to love the food. And the great thing is that's my wheelhouse. That's my skill set. So my CEO, he loves eating McDonald's. Okay. That's his favorite food. He doesn't know you know what I mean? But
Yeah. Yeah.
he's the businessman. So he trusts my opinion on the food. So if I give him the go, it's all good. But my standards for food in the fast casual sector, that's basically where we work. It's just, I mean, it's got to be good. It's just got to be delicious food. It's not rocket science. It's just got to be delicious. And it's got to be something that's scalable and that I think that the market needs. For example, one of our brands is a new fish and chips brand. And I think fish and chips, is a huge up and comer because the trends are showing that. LA, New York, maybe not everywhere, but LA, New York are showing that concept is moving and in the right direction as far as consumers wanting it. So, all of our brands, that we represent are delicious food, number one, bottom line, because I can't do anything if a brand said, "Hey, we're making $2 million a year, with $750,000 profit, man, that's a good business. Wow, you must be doing something right." But I go there and I'm like, I don't like this food. I can't move on it. You may think some people may think, well, that's bad business, Doug. Well, then that's what it is because I can't sell something that I don't believe in. I've got to believe in it to sell it because I want to be transparent and passionate, and that's the only way I can do it is if I fall in love with the food.
I hear you. I mean, you talked about fish and chips. That kind of segues into this next part of the discussion. We've almost known each other for 2 years. I think June would be a couple of years, and we actually met on a road trip at the fish and chips restaurant, the Wee Chippy, where
the Wee Chippy,
where the staff probably thought you were crazy, ordered everything on the menu, and your CEO was there, and you tasted everything, and there's no. I want to be transparent. We've been working together to try to grow that brand, and I think there's something there.
Yeah. I think there's something there too. There's some people. There's a lot of people that love fried seafood, right? Like there's a ton of people in our country that love that. You just got to find a way to market it correctly, to scale it, so people think that when people think fish and chips, I don't know if they necessarily think like, oh wow, there's one on every corner. That's the goal. That's our goal, is that we want to introduce a cuisine, a style of food to the culture. And then it's our job to kind of manifest that and get that traction. So people start to say, okay, this is part of my repertoire and my lunch. And maybe once a week I go grab fish and chips instead of pizza or a burger. It's just the way we do it. No one thought 5 years ago that a salad drive-through would be a real thing in our culture, but it sure as heck is, man. And it's growing fast. So I really like the Wee Chippy brand. They do things the right way. French fries are amazing. They can it could be its own French fry shop. You could just have French fries and it would work. But fish and chips owner Joe Gorey is from Scotland. Authenticity is there. The brand is there. The colors are there. The operation is the easiest, most inexpensive brand you could own. I challenge anybody in the franchise business to find me a brand that can operate out of 100 square feet and do the volume that they do as a franchise. I challenge anybody to do that. So what that means to a franchisee, low rent, low payroll, low cost, no food waste, delicious food, um, something in the neighborhood that's cool and kind of family oriented. I can get a cold beer with my food. It's just a new introduction of it. This is where it gets, kind of dorky. Is studying the market, analyzing what could be next, and then introducing that to the public sector. And that's what I think Wee Chippy is going to be. I really do.
I agree. You think about the fast casual, quick serve restaurant offerings, and
Yeah.
the Wee Chippy is coming in right at the right time because there really isn't a solid
Yeah.
fish and chips brand that is going to be national that
Out
creates
with the
great food.
right, Rick. Out with the old, in with the new. The old is no disrespect. These other brands made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars over years and years. The Captain D's, the Long John Silver's, they're still making money. There's still those shops. This is just the same cuisine, same kind of menu, little more streamlined menu. We're not going to do everything in the ocean. We're not going to fry everything in the ocean, but we are going to elevate it. That's what it is. It's an elevated version of those older brands that people love. I grew up on that stuff, so this is something new and fresh and good. So I think it's got a good timing, like you said. The timing is right.
I want to go back to the opportunity that brands have to work with you. It's got to be a mutual thing. You've got to like the food, like their operation before you enter into any talks. So I want you to do whatever you want to say whatever you want to say about the Taste Bugs Group, including other brands you represent. So our audience knows that you are master franchise owners of multiple brands, multiple food concepts, and can manage it all.
Yep. So just to give you a list of our brands, there's 4 of them right now. A couple others on the in negotiation, but right now it's Fat Burger, Cool Greens, the Wee Chippy, and a hoagie shop called Nucky's from Atlanta. So Cool Greens we own, the others we are masters of, which means we have about 4 or 5 states that we operate. We sell those brands to franchisees. We help support those franchisees. We help build. The reason why we are different is because of our strategy. We feel like there's some antiquated processes in the franchising business, but we want to help the franchisee, support them to be successful. I think we go above and beyond to do that. So if you are a young brand or a brand, maybe you have 1 store, maybe you have 3 stores, maybe you have 10 stores, and you're getting thin in your operations and you can't expand, that's where we would love to meet with those people and eat their food and see if it's something that we feel fits with our portfolio, because all of our brands are different. There's no competition. So we're always looking for different styles of food. But really, it's our restaurant group is all inclusive and can help any franchisor with their scaling of their brand, of their restaurant in places where they can't be. I mean, that's the concept of us, is we can build where you're not, and we'll do it the right way. And you're the boss, and we're always going to work with you. And there's there's things that we do really well that we will put in front of the franchisor and say, hey, what about this idea? What about this idea? Because we want to grow together. We want to grow the brand together. And our whole marketing team, all that social media team, everything's in place. Mm-hmm. So really, it's just about whether we love the food. And I think, if the numbers make sense, then it's a win-win. Really, it's really a win-win. So I personally, I can't see why any restaurant group or any brand, any franchisor wouldn't want to work with us. I mean, we really have everything covered that they would want. Because I know it's the dream, right? The dream is you got a concept and you want to grow it like Chipotle or Chick-fil-A and Subway and sell it and you retire and move to Costa Rica. I don't know. But there's a way to get there, and we can expedite that way if we believe in it, and we can get there.
Well, definitely restaurants should have a conversation with the Taste Buds group just to know, just to be able to understand what you can do versus the time and cost that it would take, which would be probably a lot more if they did everything you do in-house. So in the last few minutes that we have, I didn't know that you were a franchisor with Cool Greens. So you acquired that brand, but I also want to bring up another passion of yours, and that is we're in play of football time in the NFL. So
now you're talking. That's the only thing I would leave my job for. Give me a job in the front office of the Miami Dolphins, and I would be okay. Goodbye. But yeah, man, football is my passion. Always been. Love the NFL. Love the college game. Yeah. So what are you, a Cowboy fan, Rick?
No, I'm a big 49er fan. So
okay. Well,
I like a lot of teams, like a lot of players, but I'm always going to lean to the 49ers. And,
I think you're going to have to beat the Cowboys again this year to get to the Super Bowl.
It's always a challenge. It's always a challenge,
Yeah.
And so we'll see how it plays out. Any last words? Anything you want to communicate about you and the Taste Buds group and anything else?
For sure. Appreciate your time today. Appreciate anybody who's listening. Right? I don't know how far this gets or how many people watch, but if you're interested in becoming a franchisee and owning a restaurant and growing your own portfolio, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to Rick. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to our website, and and we'll give you a call and start the conversation. See if any of our brands fit what you want, or if you are you are a restaurant that wants to scale and you're interested in our help, give us a call. We'll set up a nice little discovery day. We'll come and visit you and check out your operation and eat your food and sit down and have good conversations and really get to know each other. I think that's really important. It's just it seems like a big dream, but it's a fairly easy process. It really is. If you got good food, but you don't know how to scale it and you need help, that's what we do. So reach out to us either way, a franchisee looking to own their own restaurant or a franchisor that wants help to scale their brand. We kind of do all that stuff. So it was good seeing you, Rick, and Happy New Year to everybody out there, and I hope all your dreams come true.
Thank you, Doug. I truly believe that people will learn about franchising through the telling of stories. You have a fantastic story to tell, and I just want to sincerely thank you for allocating time to be on this franchising podcast series. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, Doug.
Me too, Rick. You take care, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Stay on.
You've been tuning into Is Franchising Right for You? With your host, Rick Morgin. You can find more episodes on all the major platforms, including YouTube, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Thank you for your positive reviews, comments, questions, and for sharing this show with others.